Welcome to Peter Touchdown.
Welcome to Peter Touchdown.
Welcome to Peter Touchdown. We still smoke the marijuana.
Welcome to Peter Tosh Town.
Although Peter was born in Grange Hill, he settled in Belmont, where he spent most of his formative years. Peter's legacy still remains in the coastal settlement. As a son of Belmont, Peter's presence is palpable. His image adorns walls, shops, and restaurants, serving as a constant reminder of the man who once walked these very streets. Memories of Peter remain here, embodied in the few who were lucky to have called him friend while he was still with us.
He was born in Grange Hill, but because of the family connection, he ended up in a Belmont. You know what I mean? There has been a positive vibration which has been, emanating through the community. I mean, even our brother, Peter Tosh, tapped into that as a youth growing up. Because consciousness is guided now. They said a child is made between birth, a matter of fact, between conception and age 6. So what you see was made, and it means that the community would have played a great role in making it. And if he's such a firebrand that goes out there and offering so much, that tells you, give you an idea of what the community is like. There's a positive vibration that it vibrates, and that is what we're identifying and maintaining it and preserving it.
Belmont is a result. Where I know from IIU. Peter come in, it's a paved road. As a Rasta, Belmont and a whole. As a Rasta can come a roadside. To Peter, though. Down here for them.
I come here in 1977, December. After, So I come to work for 2 weeks. So I say, after finishing the work for 2 weeks, I like the place, It seemed like I was dreaming about it. So I decided to just try it and stay a little longer. And from that time till now, I'm here.
Belmont is a very special place. Yeah. I find that when I come here the first time, it's my first night I reach here in Belmont. And then the next morning I wake up and I think I'm in paradise. The jungle go down to the sea, the palm trees. I don't see those things before,
First time you come to Belmont, I see that. As a town man, I don't want to go back to town, none at all. It's so close it there.
In Belmont, the past is not forgotten. It is woven into the fabric of daily life, ensuring that Peter's legacy lives on in the hearts and minds of all who visit. The spirit of Peter lingers on these grounds. Evidence of his mystical influence lies in those inspired by his message who make the journey to Belmont to stand where he once stood.
Peter Tosh's album is the first that I own as an individual. No Nuclear War was my first album, and that is how I fell in love with reggae music, generally speaking. And that is when I came to realize that Peter was maybe, if not, the most influential musician out of Jamaica.
For good and pleasant it is to exalt the name of Rastafari, mighty and thunderable.
Someone I miss very much. I lost, He went away without I being there. I just seen him like a month before he died.
Boy, first start a sadness, and displeasure, But being around the man over a period of time is like, me just use them pleasure there and them joy there, where we also share being around him and him expression, to kind of black out and back out some of them negative there.
He doesn't say this and he means that. He tell you, even the food that he eats, he tell you what he eats and what he don't.
It's true, I have all my cook and all them things then. And when I come in these places, I make sure I buy some very essential thing from Jamaica. Carry my bags. Yes. And I reach out on the road here, I make sure I'm going to some health food shop and fetch something. But I know it's very vital and essential.
Peter was one of them brethren there who
I met a long life's journey. What attracted me to Peter was his lyrical contents, his music, more than he himself. So I move away from knowing Peter and dive into his music.
Peter Tosh now, the music is a messenger, you know. Because in my messenger, but the music now, I message the same way. I tell them what them to deal with. Because when I turn the interview and ask him, say, oh, consciousness, and him say, everybody youth born with a consciousness in them. And them to know what to do.
And to every creation, there is an imitation. See? And to every reality, there is a fantasy. Herb is not an evolution. See? It is creation. And it was created by a divine mind for divine purposes.
It's like a police ride up against him. So I say, bloodbath and all. So anyway, he just and just, you know, draw down on the soft shoulder and thing and police better ride up. And like at the window this, like a Peter window this, him there, so him say, him to Peter now. Well, Corporal Roach. Peter just look for him and say, we're not going for some bacon for your bumper clot. Shit! And just, when him gas out, I mean him squeaking tire and thing, but him just drive off. See? And I say, no, I look behind and I look behind. And now, so I look back. I saw me see Corporal Roach stand up, see him, I look for the car. I said, you can't believe the Corporal Roach I get smaller and smaller. Like him gonna say, blood clot. I want madman this bumper clot. See, I'm still a laugh now.
Peter Tosh's rebel spirit and advocacy for a better world continue to inspire. This is a place where his voice still resonates, where his message of equality and justice is still heard, and where his influence shapes the lives of those who call the community home. An example of that is Belmont Academy, which stands as a testament to Peter's enduring impact, inspiring young minds to think critically, express themselves freely, and embrace the arts as a powerful tool for change.
Belmont Academy aims to become the region school of choice and the leading provider of secondary education in Jamaica. We have largely lived up to that expectation. We were established in 2009 as Jamaica's first Center of Excellence. And in that, we created a paradigm shift in education, wherein new schools had this designation and maybe a bad reputation of becoming a part of the conventional type of system too early. With our entry in the education paradigm, we became one of the leading schools academically almost immediately. And so the Patterson report last year that was commissioned by the Honorable Prime Minister had Belmont as having the best sixth form program nationally in terms of value added. We've also ranked highly in Educate Jamaica high school rankings. We ranked in 2016 13 out of almost 200 schools. And this year again we were ranked 14th out of almost 200 schools. So you could see from that we've been making some strides. You asked a question about how does that relate to Peter Tosh. Peter Tosh lived an exemplary life. He was by no means a perfect person. I don't think he aimed to be a perfect person. We are also not perfect, but we do our best every day and we are strident about what we believe in. I think that is a comparison.
Well, the movement here that we're moving on is one, we must be feeding ourselves. We must be educating ourselves. We must be creating the jobs that we need. We must be protecting our resources that we have. And we must be practicing holistic health. And that's a movement that we're on. And it's a movement that we're, like any spiritual movement that I've started just as an idea and now I've blown up. The intention is to blow it up and make everyone plug into it, where they're in charge of their own destiny. The intention is to create jobs for ourselves, and we have decided that hospitality is one of the things that we want to use, the main driver. And we notice we said hospitality and not tourism. Because tourism is a different thing. But hospitality is when you in Sablamar or Saint or Montego Bay and decide that you need somewhere to go, to hang out, to have some food, to buy some crafts, to listen to some entertainment. Why not here? And for that, we are now going to create jobs because you're going to pay for those services. And we are going to provide them. All right? And we're on that mission non-stop, no ease up. And that is why even the Peter Tosh celebration is to really bring about, jobs within the community. And we want to expand it to a week, a month, maybe a quarter, to drive the development.
Peter to me is so important that I created Tribute to Peter Tosh years ago. That event was so important that they could have never given me $1 to come in to see such an event. So it reached a point where we decided that we had to internationalize such an event. Not such a man, because he was already internationalized, but the event. So we did Miami and keep doing it in Jamaica.
Peter Tosh embodies what I think Jamaica is about, especially when you do a little travel. You see that Jamaica is not just a passive, airy, no problem kind of people. We are fierce, and we are not people who you can put in a box and dictate to necessarily. I think the strength of character and will power is something that we draw inspiration from.
On the next episode, Legalize It, the tales of the herb minister.
It was originally meant for spiritual purposes.
He really recognized that the cannabis plant is his human right, a God created, gift to the world.
Come to set the people free. So don't you let this cold get you down, get you down. Keep on listening to reggae sound. Come on, light up this thing, light up your chalice. We gonna smoke it, dark in the fire. The rhythm, that is the fire.